being able to make art and being able to sell my art on the internet, I want to say like it saved my life. I'm Alex Garcia, I am 25 years old, and I am a Brooklyn-based digital artist and illustrator. I do digital illustration, which means it's just in my computer. I love to focus on the human figure. I do portraits and character design. I love to play with color and a lot of contrast and a lot of expression. Ever since I was like 9 or 10, I figured out how to post art to the internet. I'm a child, I'm a baby of the internet. And then when I was like in my mid-teenage years, I just started posting to Tumblr, and eventually later I started just building a big following, and it was just for fun, you know, like we all collect followers online. I just started doing commissions for fun. And this is just something that I realized that I was making me money and that I could lean on to support myself as I unlinked myself from my family of origin. I grew up in Mexico, and I was from this very small town near the port of Tampico. I grew up in this very religious family. My parents were just always worried about the end being near. You're very focused on using the time you have here on earth to do the religious work in hopes that one day you will have, you know, like paradise or heaven or whatever. And it was just, as I was growing up, I just always wanted a little bit more. It's a very controlling and restrictive way to live because you don't really have time to develop any of the other things that bring you joy as a person. So I think in the internet is where I had all this unsupervised freedom to just figure out the things that interested me, and the kind of people that interested me. I kind of started realizing that when I was maybe like 13 that maybe I like girls. It's like just like can't hang out with my school friends, like I'm not gonna be able to date any people, let alone girls. I somehow, no idea how, convinced my parents to let me study in the US, like go to college in the US, and I went to like University of Texas, and I just had like all this freedom that I didn't even know what to do with it. And I kind of like realized like, oh my god, like I want this for my life. And then like I came home and I had like a fight with my parents, and they found some stuff on my laptop where I was like drawing like girls kissing, and it was like scandalous as heck. And they were like, you can't go back to college. And I think that's when how do you say that, when the other shoe dropped. Friends from the internet actually helped me get money. I raised a couple of thousands of dollars in secret, and I just made a plan and ran out in the middle of the night with 2 suitcases. The bootstrap story is not always fair, but like I did this, like I did it myself. When I was living with my parents, I just didn't have the space to even figure a lot of basic stuff that I feel like people figure out when they're teenagers. And I mean, I'm 25 years old and I'm still getting to know myself. Being able to make art and being able to sell my art, I want to say like it saved my life. I'm like a huge fan of horror movies, and I like to take all of that rawness and like ferality and combine it with the very beautiful shapes, and then add like a dash of like Christian iconography, you know, with like the halos and the suffering and the martyrdom, and just make something that really reflects all the stuff that's like inside me. So when it comes to commission, I usually do like commission advertisements online. I put my prices, you know, I put examples of what the style is. Like I do sketches, I do more simple colors, I do paintings that take like a long time and are pricier, and I advertise that way. And then people email me with their ideas, and then we discuss it a little bit, we go back and forth, and I really ask them like what the mood they want the picture to have. Like I think that's the most important part for how I go about commissions. I just really focus not on just like the characters and the poses that they want me to portray, but like what emotion they want the piece to have. If the client is very vocal. They will be like, oh my god, I love it so much, like I'm so happy that I did this, and that's great. That's my favorite part. And if they're not, they're just like, thank you. And that's it. I really love going to cons and being able to showcase my art there and selling prints, because you get to actually meet all the people who have been seeing your art online for even sometimes for years. Sometimes I think it doesn't come across when you're getting like notifications, likes. Like, it's nice, it's validating, but it's not the same as just seeing people face to face and then telling you like, oh, your art has inspired me so much, which is, I think, the best part about going to cons. Going to FlameCon in New York was just such a great experience, specifically for LGBT artists. That was great. It felt so welcoming, and I'm really looking to do more conventions here in New York. I tried to get into anime in New York City, but I didn't. It's hard to get a table. It's a little bit like a Black Friday sale where everyone's like fighting for stuff. Sometimes you just don't get a table and you just gotta keep trying. If you're gonna go into freelancing, if you want to be an artist, there's gonna be a not fun side, and it's the project management. And I think my best advice that I can give is just buy your finance books, buy your small business owner books, and like read them and study them like you're in school again. And that's really helped me figure out how to be able to keep doing this on the long run and on the long term. And you just gotta do all the dirty work so you can actually get to sit down and draw all day.